Hey everyone, Sheree here. Today I'm working on a spread for my December album using some new cards from Kerri Bradford Studio. So this is a set of 3 cards. There's this red one here that has all sorts of text on it, all Christmas themed of course. We've got the multicolored stripes there, and this one here with the 3 trees that says have yourself a merry little Christmas, and this set is called Merry Little Christmas. With this one I decided to enlarge it in Photoshop, and I did get rid of, there was a very faint border around this card when I enlarged it, which I've erased in Photoshop, and I've just enlarged it so that it'll fit onto a full-size page, which will fit into my 6x8 album, and printed it out onto vellum. So I'm thinking all I'll need on this one is some gold stars at the tops of each tree, and that's all I'm going to do with that page. For the other facing page, which has the 4 pockets, I've got my journaling printed out onto one card. I've got these other 2 cards I need to put something on, and my photo. So I've also cut out, using my silhouette, a new lot of tiny tags called Tiny Christmas Tags from Kerri Bradford Studio. One of them was this joy word. So I've got that one here. I'm thinking I'm going to put that gold, I've got a piece of gold vinyl from a previous project I was working on, so I'm going to put that in behind so I've got that sparkly gold shining through, and I do still have the center of that O as well, which I may put in there. And I'm also thinking I might even cut that into a circle using the circle punch, and that will be going onto this striped card here. For the red card, I'm looking at adding my number to that one, so I'm deciding between the outnumbered outline XL stamps or the solid stamps. So this is outnumbered 2. There was an outnumbered 1 as well, which is a different style of number. So I'm still deciding whether to do the outline or the solid number for there, but I do want to try and use this gold tinsel Ranger embossing powder, so we'll see how that turns out. Alright, I think I'm ready to get started, so I'll pop you on fast forward and show you what I've got planned. Alright, so first up I'm going to finish off the vellum page, since that's nice and quick and easy. All I'm doing with this one is adding these gold stars to the top of each tree. So I've got a larger star for the center tree and then smaller stars for the other 2 trees. And I'm just adhering these ones on with a little glue dot in behind it. You will see those glue dots from the other side of the page, but I'm totally fine with that. It's just 3 little dots. So the page is now done, and I can move on to working on this pocket page. So I've got the joy word there. I'm going to cut that one into a circle, and this circle punch is 1.5 inches. So I can go ahead and now trim down that gold vinyl to go in behind there, and I'm adhering it to the back of the circle with some red line tape so it's nice and strong and secure. I'm also going to add foam dots to the back of that one so that it adds a little bit of dimension to this card, and then that can be adhered onto the center of the striped card there. Now you will see a little bit later on I do decide to add some stitching to this card, but you'll see that as we go on. I did contemplate adding the center of the O back onto that joy word, but I kind of liked it without, so I'm just leaving it as is. Alright, so next up I'm going to stamp up these 2 number 4s. I'm going to use the outnumbered 2 outline stamp and the solid one and see which one I like best for this particular spread. So here's the outline number 4. I'm just using my paintbrush to get rid of any excess embossing powder. Make sure I get that embossing powder back into the jar before it goes everywhere. And then I can heat that one up with my heat gun to see that lovely gold glitter finish. So much fun using this embossing powder. Really like that. So next up I've got the solid number 4, using my Versamark ink straight onto that cardstock, sprinkle on the embossing powder, and again just using that paintbrush to get rid of any excess. It doesn't really matter too much because I am cutting this out, but it's just a habit now that I do that. Alright, so now I can grab my heat gun and heat this one up, and you'll be able to see the transition on camera for this one. It's so much fun to use this embossing powder. Alright, so that is done, and I really love the solid number 4, so that's the one I'm going to use. I'm just going to cut that one out using my scissors quite easy to cut this one out with all the straight sides. So then I will grab a little cutting mat and a craft knife, and I'm going to carefully cut the center of the 4 out, just trying to leave a white outline as well as I do that. Alright, so that is now done. I'm not going to stick this one down onto the card just yet, but I will just pop that on there so I can see how it looks. Next up, I'm going to add a phrase to the top of my journaling. So this is the stamp set called Looks Like Christmas, and I'm using the Looks Like Christmas phrase from this stamp set. So again, I'm just going to place it on my block. I'm going to use some Versamark ink and that same gold glitter embossing powder. Now, when I did this the first time, it did smudge just a little bit, so I do end up stamping it twice and embossing. I didn't do it all on camera because it'd be a bit boring for you to watch all of that. But you can see here, this is the first one. Again, just using the paintbrush to get rid of any excess bits. Always make sure I get that powder back into the jar. Alright, so you can see here I've done it twice, just trimming up that one there. That was the best one out of the 2 that I'm going to use. And I could have just stamped directly onto the card. However, I find that just adding it like this with another piece of cardstock adds another layer to the card, and I really love that extra texture that it brings. So sticking that one on with the thin double-sided tape there, and now I can go and grab my sewing machine and add a line of stitching across that one as well. So just getting that one sorted. Alright, so here's where you can see I've also added some stitching to that striped card. So I can go ahead and reattach that joy circle to the middle of that card. Okay, I'm also now ready to add the number 4, and I've got some foam dots behind that one for more dimension. Add that to the center of the card, and I'm also going to add a little gold star to the side of that number 4 as well, just to finish that one off. Get that one on there. Alright, so that's done. I can go ahead and now add this card to the pocket along with all the others, and they can go into my album. So this is day number 4 in my December album. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I put this one together using these cards and stamps from Kerri Bradford Studio. I'll leave a link down below to the website if you'd like to check them out for yourself. If you've got any questions at all, just leave them down below in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I'll be back again very soon to share some more pages from my December album. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye for now.